Understanding God by Nils Hagstrom. Even the topic itself sounds ridiculous and almost discouraging, but can we break it down and gain more understanding of who He is and the attributes that He holds? Can we at least use the opportunity to draw closer to Him and His glory? From the beginning, we know that God is eternal, and not just from now, but from before as well. Don't try to use math to make it make sense, because it just won't make sense to us. Straight away, though, there are some issues with trying to understand God. The largest issue being that we end up limiting God, not through a desire to make Him less of what He is, but in a fundamental issue of being less than He is, and being incapable of knowing what we can do. This leads us to the second issue, trying to comprehend what God is through the eyes of being human. This would be like the number 6 thinking it could understand what the number 9 is, simply because it looks similar and there's a plus sign between them. 6 could never know that the rest of the equation would result in 15 at the end. So maybe it is better to stick to things that we know instead. We know many attributes of God, the first of which being that He is eternal, as mentioned before. But He is also all-knowing. God knows every action we make and every fiber of our being. He is all-seeing, knowing every move we make and the result it will bring. And God is outside time. He is everywhere at all times, always providing and watching over His creation. We also know that because of these, He is feared and loved by those who follow Him. But here's where the problem of limitation comes in. We know these attributes of Him, so we tend to limit Him to the attributes that we know. However, this is very incorrect. We cannot limit God to the attributes that we know. This leads to the problem of assuming that we can comprehend God, even though we are so much less than He, in such a way that we cannot even fathom. God is more than we could ever know, but can we use human language to understand who God is? Yes, I believe we can. I know who God is and how He cares for us and sent His Son for us. He created the very story Himself to know who He is and gave it to us in the human language. This is what we call the Bible.